You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
And just like that, we are here with our new open there.
We are much shorter. Welcome to this Wednesday morning. We are halfway through the week.
Yeah, more time for news that way.
That's right. More time for words and more stories.
More words, numbers.
Yeah, numbers.
And John Scalzi. Good morning,
There
John.
we go.
I missed it.
You blinked.
I know. I blinked. I get another chance coming up here in just a second, I'm sure.
Yes.
So we have a little bit of patchy fog out there this morning. Not too bad, but visibilities could be reduced a little bit over the course of the next couple hours. Right now, though, they're not bad at all, coming in at around 10, 6, 8 miles, something like that. So not a big impediment to your morning commute yet. Now, we do have a potential of seeing some thicker fog develop in 24 hours. We're going to be talking about that coming up in just a few. Temperatures across the region are running in the low 60s, which is significant because it's about 5 to 8 degrees above where we were 24 hours ago at this hour. So a significant warming trend has begun and will carry us through the next couple of days for sure. Daytime highs today top out about where they did yesterday at 79 degrees. By 7 o'clock, 65, 75 by 12 noon. We are going to be talking over the course of the next hour or so about that possible thick fog that may be around tomorrow. We only have isolated showers. We'll talk about the timing of those and those beautifully warm temperatures. All that coming up in a few.
All right, thank you, John. We'll talk to you soon. There's the roads right now in Manatee County. Some buildup on 301 already today in both directions. The governor will be there later on this morning, by the way. More on that in a few seconds. Checking farther south in the northern half of Sarasota County, a little blip there at the very top of your screen. If you look up at University by I-75 where the mall is, some early shoppers out there waiting apparently. And then farther south, we'll check that map, all clear at 5:02. Now we'll get a live picture from our camera out in the scene. This is US 41, some construction barrels heading down the North Trail. And also a bicyclist already.
Already out there getting that morning workout in.
Got a yellow vest on. That's a good idea.
Maybe he's just checking all the barrels and all that good stuff as well.
Counting barrels. We'll check back on traffic throughout the morning here on ABC 7.
All right, our top story, all the buzz here in Sarasota. After nearly 4 years of talking about it, plans are in the works to finally move forward and develop more than 50 prime acres on the Bayfront.
Our Marla Spence joins us now live from Bayfront Park in Sarasota with the latest developments. Marla?
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, it's been a busy week for developers as well as the community in this area as they discuss plans to see what will become of this property, also known as the Bay. Now, it's a development that's been in the works for some time, and now plans to develop the 53 acres of property near the Van Wezel will soon become a reality. Discussions between the developer and people who live in this community met last night to put in their thoughts on what will become of the property.
Our goal from the beginning has been to involve the community in as much as of the process as we can. We want everyone to feel heard and everyone to feel ownership at the end of our process.
Now today, another meeting will be hosted at the Van Wezel starting this morning. Many people throughout the community have thoughts on what they think that this property should become. Some say waterfront dining should be here, and others say retail shops. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, very nice. Thank you, Marla, for the latest on this story. Breaking news, plus your up-to-minute first alert forecast. Go to the new app. You can find it at WWSB or My Suncoast. It'll now be easier for bicyclists riding around the Legacy Trail to navigate toward downtown Venice. The city and a team of volunteers installed Venice Connect wayfinding medallions. Bikers can follow the area for a safer route, which is about 2 miles long. Venice says that the Venice Avenue Bridge does not have a bike lane or a widened sidewalk, so it can be dangerous for bikers. The wayfinding route is used as a tool to guide riders to shopping, parks, and also tourist attractions.
Well, things will be a bit different the next time you use one of the downtown Sarasota parking garages. New parking access equipment is now in place in the State Street and Palm Avenue garages. Drivers will now need to take a ticket dispensed from a machine when you enter, then use a prepay machine located by the elevator on your way out. The first 3 hours of parking down there are still free.
Police in Bradenton are launching a new program to increase safety at busy intersections. The goal of the new high visibility enforcement program is to increase awareness of pedestrian and bike safety through education and enforcement. A new state grant will allow the department to post officers at several busy intersections in the city that are known as high volume crash locations. The increased patrols are expected to decrease the number of pedestrian, bicycle, and car crashes in Bradenton.
And it is all about the jobs. 9 projects throughout the state of Florida will get $35 million in new awards. Now, that money comes from the Florida Job Growth Grant Fund. It's earmarked for construction, water supply, and fire protection, and those are all things which are expected to lead to economic development. Even better news, the governor's new recommended budget for next fiscal year includes $85 million toward that grant fund.
Speaking of the governor, he will be on the Suncoast today, shaking hands, highlighting job growth across the state. He'll be visiting a business called Rapid Composites, which is a small business that designs as engineers and manufactures equipment for the military. It is off 301 between Whitfield and Tallahassee Roads. According to a press release from the governor's office, Florida businesses have created 1.5 million jobs in Florida over the past 8 years.
And the local group Embracing Our Differences, which promotes diversity in our community, is getting a $5,000 grant to fund its education outreach initiatives. Now, that money is coming from the Rotary Club of Sarasota Foundation. Embracing Our Differences is one of the largest education programs here in Southwest Florida. It educates the public through workshops and retreats and programs and clubs, helps to spread awareness about prejudice, diversity, and incorporates inclusion.
Very nice. All right.
Very good stuff. All positive stuff. Good stuff happening here on Suncoast with diversity, inclusion, as well as new jobs.
Love it. All right, 5:07 right now, still ahead. First alert weather and traffic, and you get an alert that says a nuclear threat is on its way. But what would you do? When we come back, we'll have a look and some tips on how to help your family.
And coming up a little later in the hour, new scams that can leave you without your tax return, or even worse, with your identity stolen. We're going to show you the warning signs and how to protect yourself. It's straight ahead.
And we'd love to show you other parts of the world when we can, particularly when it makes us feel better about our area.
Right.
Here's Russia buried in snow. This is a live picture right now, later in the afternoon in Moscow. You are watching Good Morning Suncoast here on ABC 7.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
It's time to take a road trip.
Burn rubber for Birmingham, where you can feed your need for speed at Barber Motorsports Park and Museum. Now this gets my motor running. Meet Iron Men. Hey there, big guy. And make a date with your 9-iron. feed the animals at the zoo and the birds. Then enjoy the award-winning restaurant scene. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So let's put the last 6 hours of the Cortez Bridge webcam into motion. And you can see, we don't have a lot of fog out there. And as I mentioned yesterday, I think the Cortez Bridge webcam is kind of the canary in the coal mine for sea fog. So this is a good shot that tomorrow may see a whole lot more sea fog around. I'll explain why that is in just a moment. Currently out there, we're at 63 degrees. Nice temperature. Dew point coming in at 62, pretty close together. Winds are a little elevated, east-southeast at about 8. Now that easterly component to the wind, that's pretty important for the fog forecast this morning, because with that easterly flow, that kind of offshore flow, tends to take sea fog and push it back out to sea. So hopefully we won't have a dense fog problem around this morning, though some of the conditions are ripe for that. So we'll watch for that patchy fog to develop, and hopefully it won't be a big deal. I don't think it will be. 65 degrees by 7 a.m. under partly cloudy skies as dawn begins to get ready to break. 75 degrees at 12 noon with a few more clouds around, perhaps 79 degrees at 3 p.m. That'll be just about our high temperature today, about where we were yesterday. We hit 79 yesterday, and then 68 as we head into 7 p.m. this evening. Hour by hour through the day, a little bit of cloud cover coming in from the Gulf waters, just as we had yesterday. Not much difference here. Winds will generally be out of the southeast and continuing as we head into the afternoon. We're going to start seeing those winds turn a little bit more. They'll be coming in out of the southwest as we head into tomorrow morning. And when that happens, we could get a development of sea fog pushed onshore that could create an issue for the morning commute. By the time we get to tomorrow morning, though, winds will then start turning more to the north, maybe even northeast, and that will help clear the fog out and lead to a pretty nice day tomorrow, I think. Now, we do have one other fly in the ointment, and that is an approaching cold front that could bring an isolated bit of rainfall. But right now, everything is quiet across the peninsula. The frontal boundary itself is certainly producing some real disturbances in parts of the Ohio Valley, with an ice storm in progress, no showers to the north of that, and heavy thunderstorm and possibly severe weather activity in parts of the deep south today. Traveling to the Atlanta airport, hell, pack your patience. There could be some airport delays at that location certainly today. As this front advances toward the east, we get some of that blow-off cloud cover like we did yesterday. So at times we'll see a little bit more cloud cover, at other times we'll see some clearing, but it's not going to be a pristine blue sky today. We'll see some of that clouds around. Now, the low pressure area, which contains the bulk of the energy with this system, lifts off to the north and to the east. So when that front moves through our area tomorrow morning, it kind of falls apart. So it doesn't produce a great potential for showers or thunderstorms for us. Warm afternoons right straight through the period, and because the front falls apart, we get only an isolated shower or two. But with that onshore wind flow in advance of that front, thick fog is possible tomorrow morning. Though predicting fog 24 hours out is not an easy job, so no certainty in that, but the potential exists. Watch for thunderstorm activity near the Atlanta airport. That could be a problem for travelers today. South-southeast wind switching to the southwest, becoming north at about 5. Forecast 79 today, 81 tomorrow, with about a 20% chance of a shower, mostly inland. And then over the next several days, temperatures remain warm. Sunday, a stronger front moves through and stalls over us Monday, giving us better rain chances. Back to you.
All right, it is 5:14. We're going to take a look at your first alert traffic out there. Not too much going on right now. Have a couple slowdowns out there as you're heading into Sarasota. A little bit of congestion on Cortez, but not much to see in Manatee County. If you're headed into North Sarasota or out and about this early morning, you have pretty much all the roads to yourself. Not a lot of congestion out there. It is running pretty smoothly. And if you're heading into South Sarasota, mostly the same down there as well. Those roads are pretty clear out there this morning. 5:15, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, it was a scenario that just played out in Hawaii a few weeks ago. An emergency alert on your phone warns of an incoming nuclear missile, and you have just 15 minutes to seek shelter. Feels like the start of a movie. Would you know what to do?
Hide.
I was like this.
Yeah, that'd be awful. Yeah,
Right?
what do you do? What do you do? Here are some tips now from ABC's Maggie Rulli.
We all know the atomic bomb is very dangerous.
The days of duck and cover drills are long gone, but in 2018, the threat of nuclear war remains as real as ever.
This is the closest the clock has been to nuclear war since the 1950s.
If you are indoors, stay indoors.
We saw it last month in Hawaii, a false alert sending thousands running into the streets. Still haunted by these images. 1945. 2 nuclear blasts and the radiation that followed killed an estimated 130 to 230,000 people in Japan. Today's weapons are up to 3,000 times more powerful. And some experts say the best way to survive a nuclear attack is to make sure one never happens again. But others think we must prepare for the worst.
We could be more aware of what we can do to protect ourselves.
Elliot Calhoun runs emergency preparedness for New York City, specializing in nuclear threats.
Can you survive a nuclear attack?
Yes, and that's the really message that we want to drive home here. It would be certainly devastating, but it will be a survivable event for a majority of people who are impacted.
In a nuclear attack, you'd only have about 15 minutes to prepare. First, have an emergency bag ready to go, a battery or crank-powered radio, any medications you need, enough food and water for 72 hours, a first aid kit, extra batteries, flashlight, and anything else you may need for your environment like a blanket.
The alarm sounded. Let's grab our go bag, get to the basement.
Seek shelter immediately. Do not go outside and do not try to evacuate.
The best thing you can do to increase your chances of survival is to take shelter in the basement or center of a large building.
Prepare to shelter in place for at least 24 to 72 hours. If you were outside or have dust on your body, remove all outer clothing and gently wipe off any exposed skin with a wet cloth. Experts say this can remove 90% of radioactive material. Finally, listen to the announcements and do not evacuate until you are told to do so. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
So you're old enough also to recall the days when we were in elementary school?
Are you old enough? You can't use those words on TV.
All right, 3, 2, 1. I recall when I was a little boy in Buffalo growing up, we had air raid drills where you'd go out in the hallway and kneel down.
I remember going out into the hallway, like by cement, and you had to kind of duck and cover, and they weren't for tornado drills.
They weren't?
No, they were not.
Air raids.
Air raids.
Which that phrase meant nothing to me at the time.
No.
But that's kind of scary stuff.
I know John Scalzi was wondering about the sale of iodine tablets these days. I've not seen a story like that in a while.
No,
wow,
whole new world, huh?
Good tips. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, is your Amazon Alexa already data technology? We have the first reviews of Apple's new HomePod.
And are you a victim of those annoying robocalls?
Yes.
Yeah, too often. You might be up for a payout. Sign me up. All right, there is a winter weather advisory in Pittsburgh right now, and this is a live picture driving through the streets of that city in Pennsylvania. They're going to have 2 to 4 inches of snow today, as John said earlier, 28 degrees in Pittsburgh. We are in the Suncoast. You're watching ABC 7.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Join ABC7 at the all-new 2018 edition of Circus Sarasota. Ovation under the big top at Nathan Benderson Park behind the mall at UTC. Friday, February 9th through Sunday, March 4th. All opening weekend tickets are 20% off courtesy of ABC7. To purchase your discount tickets, visit circusarts.org, the Circus Sarasota box office at the big top, or call 941-355-9805.
He doesn't put a single... Oh, I thought I have to go now.
There's a pretty shot of the Ringling Causeway at 5:21 in the morning. Pretty shot there. We see one or two cars going back and forth. Hey, we'd love to hear from you when you get a chance. There's our respective addresses on Facebook. Ray, Stephanie, John, we each upload daily content to Facebook and also some Instagram presence as well under My Suncoast. So check it out when you get a chance. It is 5:21 and you're watching Good Morning Suncoast, Stephanie.
Well, there's a new computer threat that you have to be on the lookout for because it could cost you some serious cash. Now, according to software security firms, virtual thieves are now using a new form of malware that's spreading through software that you may already have on your computer, like Microsoft Office, Adobe Flash, even web browsers. Now, the way that it works, users see a pop-up warning them that they need to update Flash or add a video plan, but then when they click on that particular pop-up, they're really actually downloading ransomware. Now, here's what you need to do though. The thieves, they then demand payment. Now, right now, there is no fix for this sort of software, so you have to do some protection in that one. And there's even more scams. Now, this one involves the IRS pretending to crack down because there's a lot of W-2 scammers out there, and here's how the identity thieves are getting their hands on some of them. One successful scam is simply emailing an employer pretending to be an IRS employee or administrator in that same company. And this is kind of interesting. They pretend to ask for copies of everyone's W-2, or sometimes they'll even ask to verify social security numbers of the employees. And unfortunately, though, more than 200 companies fell for this one in 2016. They handed over W-2s belonging to thousands of workers. Sometimes they call and claim to be from your tax software as well. So be careful. Always remember the IRS does not email you or text you for information. All right, nearly 31 billion robocalls were made last year. That means that out of every one of us got about 100 of them. And while they can make you cringe a little bit, they also might cause you a little bit of trouble as well. Because if you've put your name on that do not call registry, and dozens of companies have been violating that if you have, you actually can be making a little money in this whole situation because some of the companies are going to be paying out some class action settlements to some of the consumers out there. Now, if you've received calls from M3 Financial Services, Miami Research Associates about a flu nap, NPS Solutions, or a couple of the other companies that we're all going to put online for you, you actually could be eligible for a payout in one of those as well.
About time.
Yeah, it seems like for years because we heard a lot about the do not call registry, and then you put your number up there, and then for a little while it went away, but then, you know, we're getting all the calls again. So.
Yeah, I'd love to say, hey, I'm a reporter at a TV station. Tell me again your name.
Yes, yes. Click.
They hang up.
No more calls. No more calls.
That's right.
Well, it is one of the most anticipated pieces of tech of the year so far. Apple's new HomePod is going to be available this Friday, and the first reviews for that smart speaker are now in.
ABC's Candace Gibson and Di Macedo shows us how smart the new smart speaker actually is.
In today's Tech Bites, the first reviews for Apple's HomePod.
The company's digital assistant is finally set to launch after months of delays.
Tech experts who already tried it out say it's the best sounding smart speaker on the market, but say Siri's capabilities are lacking compared to Amazon Alexa and Google's Assistant.
There's a new hoax circulating on Facebook. It claims the social network is limiting the number of status updates in your news feed to just 25 of your friends.
Now, Facebook says that's not true. And check out the new mega drone that can carry passengers. It was created by a Chinese company that says it can cruise at 80 miles an hour.
Passengers don't drive the drone. They just punch in a destination and it flies you there automatically. But it's unclear if it will ever be sold to the public. Meet George Jetson.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by K Jewelers.
We're Dude Perfect, and this is the no-look laser shot.
Truck! Truck!
Trick shots are hard. Valentine's Day doesn't have to be.
Just go to K.
February 8th through the 14th, everything is 25 to 50% off, with special financing available using the K Jewelers credit card. At K, the store to win Valentine's Day.
I'm about to start the Nature's Bounty Hair, Skin, and Nails Challenge, so my future self will thank me. Thank you. I become a model? Yes.
No.
Start the challenge today, and if you don't love our product, we'll give you your money back. Nature's Bounty.
Packed with flavor, one hero was on a mission to save snack time. Watch Baby Bell in The Great Snack Rescue.
You want a piece of me? Good, I'm delicious.
Creamy, delicious, 100% real cheese. Mini Baby Bell.
Snack a little bigger.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on a pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Please join us in welcoming the 2 newest additions to the Lincoln lineup, our flagship luxury sedan, the 2018 Lincoln Continental, and the totally redesigned 2018 Lincoln Navigator, featuring 450 horsepower, 10-speed transmission, and many best-in-class features. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment, every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, finally an arrest made in that sexual assault video that went viral over the weekend.
The development of 53 acres of the bay in Sarasota is a big talker. What folks in this area are saying and what developers are doing to help the development is straight ahead.
And Florida ranks high on a new poll, and this one is just in time for Valentine's Day. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Good morning to you. Wednesday morning, 5:30. Another beautiful day straight ahead for us as well.
Nice.
Another nice day out there.
February 7th right now. Let's get to the forecast. Here he is, folks, the star of the show, John Scope.
I don't know about that, but certainly the weather is this morning. It's in great shape for your morning commute, looks like. We have seen visibilities kind of drop down by about a mile or so over the course of the last hour. But you know what? That's not still a big deal still with visibilities everywhere above 5 miles. So with that kind of visibility, you know, you're looking pretty good in terms of any kind of travel this morning. Don't really see an issue there. I have to go over here and hit this space button. I apologize. Don't have my clicker here. We have 62, 63 degrees most everywhere across the region, and we're looking at some pretty nice weather as we head into the afternoon. We have daytime highs that top out near the 80-degree mark. All in all, lots of sunshine around. Back to you guys.
When he hits the clicker, garage doors go up everywhere.
Right. Exactly.
All over the area, garage doors go up when John hits the clicker. There's first alert traffic right now, a little blip east of the interstate on State Road 70 as you approach Lakewood Ranch Boulevard out there east. Checking farther south now in the northern half of Sarasota County, all clear right now. And the final map to the south, we'll peek at that, and it is clear as well. Let's take a shot of US 41 around the area where construction is underway to add some roundabouts. Yeah, 2 more roundabouts are coming at 41 and 10th and 41 and 12th, 14th rather. So that is a live shot right now. See the palm trees and the breeze there?
I know, it does look nice, right? Especially when we've been showing some other shots around the country. We had Pennsylvania, we had Moscow, that are all those streets and those things are all covered with snow. I'm liking the palm trees. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah, very nice.
We'll take this any day.
5:32 now on your Wednesday morning.
All right, our top story this half hour. It has been a big talker in Sarasota these days. Redevelopment of the bay in Sarasota is closer than you think.
We'll now go about 50 yards from that last live shot to another live shot. Marla Spence joins us at Bayfront Park in Sarasota with a preview of today's meeting. Marla?
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, it's been a lengthy process, but plans to move forward with the development of this property known as the Bay is now moving forward after nearly 4 years of discussions. Now, talks between developers and people who live in this area is the first step to planning what will become of the 53 acres of the property near the Van Wezel. Open sessions all week are allowing residents to look at some of the plans of the property in an interactive way and give their own thoughts on the future of the city-owned land. People attended a meeting last night with developers and are excited to see what will become of the property.
I'd like to see it in keeping with Sarasota's artistic community, which I think is unique to Sarasota and a huge benefit to the city and makes it unique amongst other cities in Florida.
Now, that was just one input of what people should think should become of this property. Some say waterfront dining as well as retail shops should be placed on the 53 acres. Some say improvements to the Van Wezel should be done first before reconstruction or development of the bayfront should be done. Back to you guys.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Marla. For the latest on this story and breaking news and latest forecast, check out our new app under WWSB or My Suncoast. Well, here we go again. A government shutdown looms tomorrow unless another spending plan is approved. ABC's Kenneth Moten has our preview.
This morning, President Trump is pushing for a government shutdown.
Let's have a shutdown. We'll do a shutdown.
The deadline to keep the government open just 1 day away. Trump during a White House meeting on MS-13 gang violence demanding a tougher deal on immigration or else.
I'd love to see a shutdown if we don't get this stuff taken care of.
But this incredible moment, cameras rolling, Republican Congresswoman Barbara Comstock confronted the president.
We don't need a government shutdown on this. We really do. I think both sides have learned that a government shutdown was bad. It wasn't good for them.
But Barbara, we are not getting support from the Democrats. I mean, you can say what you want. We're not getting support from the Democrats on this legislation.
In less than a month, dreamers are at risk of deportation. Nearly 700,000 undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. illegally as children signed up for protections under President Obama. Trump wants to offer a path to citizenship for 1.8 million. His chief of staff under fire for saying potential dreamers were, quote, too lazy to sign up.
I got to say that some of them just should have probably gotten off the couch and signed up.
Immigration at the center of the last shutdown drama.
The motion is adopted without
But not this time. The House approved a short-term funding measure last night, and Senate leaders on both sides say they're close to a sweeping 2-year budget deal. And while Congress is close to avoiding a government shutdown, it appears lawmakers are nowhere near a deal on immigration and the Dreamers. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Meantime, Vice President Mike Pence arrived in Japan overnight. Today, he'll meet with the Prime Minister there. He's there to reassure American allies on the growing nuclear threat from North Korea. He'll also visit South Korea this week for the Winter Olympics. In the meantime, the Prime Minister of Japan said the U.S. stood shoulder to shoulder with Japan in achieving denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
Former Vice President Joe Biden says if he was President Donald Trump's lawyer, he probably wouldn't let special counsel Robert Mueller interview him. Now, that comment comes after a New York Times report that says Trump's attorneys are now advising him against an interview. The president has said publicly that he would be willing to sit down for an interview under oath. Biden told CNN's Chris Cuomo that it would be easy for Trump to perjure himself.
One of the things that I would worry about if I were his lawyer is him saying something that was just simply not true without him even planning to.
Now, Biden also took issue with Trump and House Republicans releasing a classified memo alleging FBI abuses of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. He called that move irresponsible.
For the third time in the past week, another accident for Amtrak. 2 train cars broke apart in Maryland on the way from Washington to Boston yesterday morning. None of the 62 passengers on board was injured. Amtrak called it a highly unusual mechanical event. Passengers say they knew something was wrong.
Felt like we were almost dragging something, and when I looked out the window, I could see a shower of sparks coming out the side of the train.
Wow. Meantime, a judge is reinstating criminal charges against an Amtrak engineer that was blamed for a train accident 3 years ago in Philadelphia. Investigators say that the train was going more than twice the posted speed before the crash. Involved last Sunday, of course, a fatal crash in South Carolina, and a week ago today, a fatal crash in Virginia.
Overnight, a strong earthquake and aftershock struck off the east coast of Taiwan. Now you can see this hotel that actually got knocked off its foundation. It's now leaning at a very treacherous looking angle. Police say at least 2 people are dead. Hundreds of people are hurt. Some 400 rescue workers are now searching for anyone that's been trapped in that debris.
Continuing coverage now on that manhunt for the man believed to be in a video depicting the sexual assault of a child. A suspect has now turned himself in. Reporter Jennifer Horton has details of his arrest.
Jermaine Moore, the man at the center of a child sex case that's gained international interest, now sits in the Elmore County Jail.
These are the kind of cases that give all of us as parents nightmares.
Investigators in Detroit determined the 6-year-old little girl performing a sex act in a viral video was from their area. The man shown in the video, Jermaine Moore from Millbrook. Michigan police believe he sexually assaulted young relatives in Detroit and in Alabama. Now the Alabama State Bureau of Investigation is working against the clock to determine what crimes happened here.
There is some age to the video. We're trying to nail that time frame down. So obviously child victim ages that are being reported today, they have aged above maybe what we saw in that video.
SBI executed a search warrant at Moore's house, obtaining devices which are now part of the investigation. Moore's wife, Tanya, who attempted to derail their efforts, was arrested for hindering prosecution. She made a first appearance in court. Her bond set at $35,000. Prosecutors believe Moore will be charged soon, and he'll make his first appearance here in the Elmore County Courthouse this week. Jennifer Horton, the Raycom News Network.
And we have liftoff. The most powerful rocket in the world is now in space this morning, and it is on its way to Mars. The Falcon Heavy rocket, made by SpaceX, and yes, named after the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. Thanks, John Scalzi. Completed a picture-perfect liftoff from Kennedy Space Center yesterday. 8 million people watched around the world, and it was from the same launch pad as Apollo 11 launched for the moon almost 50 years ago. In a never-before-seen feat, SpaceX actually managed to guide at least 2 of the Falcon Heavy's first stage rocket boosters to land upright almost at the same time right back on Earth. CEO Elon Musk says he is still trying to absorb everything after that successful launch and the first test flight.
I had this image of just a giant explosion on the pad with, a wheel bouncing down the road and like the Tesla logo landing somewhere with a thud.
Now, while the Falcon Heavy is the most powerful rocket around today, it's not the most powerful in history. Now, that honor belongs to NASA's Saturn V that carried astronauts to the moon. It was retired back in the 1970s.
Back here on Earth, Publix has reversed a policy and will now allow an HIV prevention drug for its employees. The company changed their plans after a meeting with an openly gay state lawmaker. HIV specialists say it's almost universally covered by large employers who prescribe prescription coverage. Now Publix does as well. Publix has 136,000 workers, by the way, around Florida.
Well, if you're looking for your happily ever after, it may be in your best interest to stay right here in Florida. Wallet Hub ranks the state the second best overall for singles, just in time for Valentine's Day. Florida is ranked third for dating opportunities and for romance and fun, but the state is also recognized for its great food options. You can go anywhere on a great date. It ranks Florida first in the country for restaurants per capita. California took the top overall state for singles. I like all of those, and I feel like in Florida, if you cannot find a great date night, you are not trying hard enough.
I agree.
Between the beaches, the restaurants, I mean, you can be creative. You've got Busch Gardens, NFL football, Major League Baseball, also again the beach.
Oh.
Like all these places and all these great restaurants.
Back when I was single, the beach was a good go-to.
Yeah,
Bottle of wine, cheese and crackers.
That's a good date night.
Oh, yeah.
Take some lessons, ladies.
Oh, yeah.
He is now taken.
Yeah. Took me a few years, though. Still ahead, we'll have your weather forecast and traffic and...
Flu season is more than halfway over, but it is still not too late to get that flu shot. What doctors are recommending up next in Health Smart.
It is 5:41. We take you to Game of Thrones.
That's right. What does Game of Thrones and Star Wars have in common, except for my head exploding? We'll show you after this.
Different tastes. There's a live shot overseas. This is what it looks like right now in the afternoon in Moscow. Buried in snow right there. Not like that here. We'll have John's forecast on the way. It's 5:42 now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
It's time to take a road trip.
Alabama's got 100 road trips. And if you love the sun, you're gonna love Mobile, where Mardi Gras is king, and the accommodations will make you feel like royalty. You can take a little drive, explore Dauphin Island, or explore the past. We're talking the USS Alabama. Check out these big guns. Alabama's got 100 road trips. Plan yours at alabama.travel.
Which one you gonna take?
Everyone likes the 2018 Honda Civic. For $169 a month, you made Civic a best-selling compact car in America. You'll like Civic's 5-star safety ratings and that KBB.com named Civic a best buy and the most awarded car. Get the 2018 Civic at a payment you'll love. love. $169 a month today at your local Honda dealer.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking for pleasant weather today. Currently we have an air temperature coming in at about 63 degrees. That'll bring us a dew point value close to that at 62, so that we have, generally speaking, kind of humid air out there right now. 97% relative humidity, and we have the potential for some patchy fog around this morning. 65 degrees by 7 a.m., 75 degrees by noon. A little bit more cloud cover perhaps from time to time throughout the day. Exactly to tell you exactly when that'll occur, but banks of clouds will roll through. We'll call it a sun-cloud mix. Warm and dry, though, as we head into the afternoon with a daytime high near the 80-degree mark, similar to yesterday. By 3 p.m., a lot of sunshine around, and as we head into the later half of the day, 7 p.m. should be another beautiful sunset here on the Suncoast with a temperature in the upper 60s. Hour by hour through the day, you can see temperatures climbing nicely as we head into the afternoon to close to the 80-degree mark most everywhere. We'll have a little bit of cloud cover from time to time, and as we head into the overnight, well, we have a chance at some of that sea fog to form once again and be pushed onshore by a general onshore wind that'll develop out of the southwest. That'll be with us through dawn tomorrow morning, and there is the potential for some of that fog to be relatively thick, especially right along the immediate coastline. So we'll watch for that. It's kind of tough to forecast fog 24 hours out, but certainly that potential does exist. Then a frontal boundary will move through. It'll kind of whisk away all of that cloud cover and the fog as we watch some drier air begin to filter in just in time for Friday and probably Thursday afternoon as well. We have a lot of inclement weather in the United States right now. Heavy snow falling across parts of the Ohio Valley, areas like Wheeling and Pittsburgh, picking up 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. Snow showers north of, ice and snow showers, I should say. Areas north of that coming up with some snowfall accumulations that could exceed a foot at the highest elevations of upstate New York, and then thunderstorm activity down below that coming into areas around Atlanta a little bit later on this afternoon. So if you're traveling, Atlanta Airport could be a hot spot for activity a little bit later on. It's all part of a low pressure area which lifts off to the north and to the east, and as it does that, the high pressure ridge that has been providing us with our fair weather scoots a little further east as well. That directs our winds up out of the southwest tonight, and that's the reason for the potential sea fog issue tomorrow. The front itself kind of falls apart as it moves through here, so we don't have a big rain chance over the next 24 hours, but we do have a slight chance at some rain showers tomorrow afternoon perhaps. Southeast wind 5 to 10 tonight, becoming north at about 5 or so after a southwest wind has developed. That will allow for that sea fog potential. So the forecast kind of shaping up like this. We'll look for today about 79, tomorrow about the same, a little more cloud cover in the morning. First half of the day, a chance at a shower. Second half of the day, we clear out. Friday looks nice with lower relative humidity and better chances of rain Sunday into Monday as a front stalls over us. Back to you guys.
All right, 5:49. Let's take a look at your first alert traffic out there this morning. Not too much to see. The usual slowdowns as you're headed into the city a little bit. And you have a little bit of a glitch there on State Road 70, almost near the intersection of 301. If you're heading into North Sarasota, those roads are looking pretty good today as well there. You're starting to have a lot of congestion on Bee Ridge and Fruitville and University Parkway as well. Your typical morning commute congestion. If you're heading into South Sarasota, those roads are still looking pretty clear this morning. 5:49 with your first alert traffic. In this hour's Health Smart, spring is getting closer, and with it, the end of a particularly brutal flu season.
But experts say it's still not too late to get a flu shot. Federal health officials say a vaccine is the best way to lower your risk from being sick. Even though it's best to get the shot last fall, it can still help at this point.
It's not too late because even if you feel like flu has come to your community and now is decreasing, there could be a second wave. And it could be a different type of virus.
Every flu season is made up of varying strains of the virus, and this year's dominant strain has proven a challenge to the vaccine.
Well, medical marijuana dispensaries are now legal in the city of Sarasota after a unanimous vote by city commissioners just 7 months after they had said no. The temporary ban was lifted after Governor Rick Scott signed a bill saying local governments had to either allow the same zoning laws for dispensaries as any traditional pharmacy or ban them. So commissioners created a plan that would be accepted citywide. Now, more children have been affected by drinking during pregnancy than previously thought. According to a study published yesterday in the Journal of the American Medical Association, up to 1 in 20 American kids fall somewhere on that spectrum of disorders caused by mothers drinking during pregnancy. Now, one of the study's authors says their results may be closer to reality than earlier studies, which estimated only 1 in 100 children were affected. However, some experts say the new study both overestimates and underestimates the prevalence in different ways due to how all that data was collected. But according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, fetal alcohol spectrum disorders are a group of conditions that may include some abnormal growth and some facial features, intellectual disabilities, and some behavior problems later in life. And finally this hour, from Westeros to a galaxy far, far away, Game of Thrones creators D.B. Weiss and David Benioff are set to write and produce a new series of Star Wars films. No. They're going to be separate from the main Skywalker Star Wars storyline, but the new trilogy is being developed by Last Jedi director Ryan. So it's kind of great.
Some go to the ATM for money. They just do more Star Wars.
Yes, because they know I will go and watch all of this.
Yes, every time.
And it's a good matchup, and I'm telling you, Ray, you would love Game of Thrones. It's a very smart show. It's very good.
Are you sure that would fit
you
me?
You would like it.
My relatives say, well, that doesn't match him at all. All right, 5:51. Here's a peek outside our window right now. Pretty shot there of Sarasota before daybreak. A little fog right now. 5:52, a high of 79 degrees and sunshine today. And as it says in the lower left corner, you're watching Good Morning Suncoast.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off
my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast this morning.
Governor Scott will be in Sarasota today. He'll be visiting a business off 301 between Whitfield and Talavast. Also today, Sarasota's downtown parking garage is now charging for you to park there. That is, unless you leave within 3 hours.
All right, coming up next at 6 a.m. Now, you typically don't think of drones when you hear the words medical supplies, but that may soon be changing. We're going to show you how the pilot program for delivery services is already going in one state.
Whole new world.
Yeah, I'm loving all the technology these days. SpaceX, drones. We literally live in the world of Star Wars and Star Trek.
Literally.
Literally. Ray's favorite word. We will literally be back for another hour of news.
Virtually.